and welcome to End of the World News, the podcast. I'm your host, Ben. I'd like to introduce my co-host, Cindy.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good, but I'm not doing as good as Donald Trump.
You think?
He's crushed it this week. Cause I'll tell you one thing. As I was going over the news stories for the week, like in consecutive order, there's two thoughts that came to my mind.
Which were?
One, who's ever writing this script
of
this Masonic theater that we are currently witnessing deserves an Oscar.
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes.
Let's give the script writer a round of applause.
Yes, for sure.
Cause boy, has it been entertaining.
It really has.
Right. Not just what Trump's doing, but let's just get to like the influencer side. I mean, all of a sudden Candace Owens is coming out and saying that Charlie Kirk is a time traveler.
It is an absolute fact that Charlie Kirk thought that he was a time traveler. He told me he was a time traveler repeatedly. I showed you guys that text message exchange. I said to him in response that I didn't feel the same way and that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien.
Who would have ever thought that would have happened?
Right? You have all these influencers war. Nick Fuentes is giving advice on masculinity. I know that makes zero sense, but come on, it's awesome, right? Like to watch this.
Identify that with masculinity. I think that the priesthood, I think that the monastic life is the most masculine, manly thing that a guy can do. And
but if you were truly a MAGA supporter,
yes,
right? Like I am. I am. What are you talking about? You're not? Listen.
I am not. Keep talking.
CIA, if you're listening to this and, you want to take somebody to Alligator Alcatraz, she's the one to take. I am a firm supporter of everything that you're doing. And from this perspective, as I was reading I was reading all of these news sources, news stories, and you just have to be thinking, man, Trump is crushing it. Mm-hmm. I mean, within the last week, or maybe the last 2 weeks, I should say, he went in there and he kidnapped Maduro, expanding the American empire and stealing their natural resources of oil so we can make more money and make empire bigger.
That's right.
He then goes up to Greenland, right? Starts talking crap to those people, right? Talking about going in there and taking Greenland. And in the middle of the week, and it changed a little bit, but then he talks about going in and bombing the crap of the Ayatollah, and you just gotta be, woo, America, we're crushing it. And the cherry on top was when the opposition leader to Maduro came to visit Trump in the middle of this. Remember all the war that he's waging right now. Offers the man his Nobel Peace Prize. And no one's more deserving than that Nobel Peace Prize than a man that is starting war all over the place. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This script is so good. And only in an inverted clown world could you actually, I'm just going to play the video for you right now.
Rodriguez and the remnants of the Maduro regime, and not with Machado, who has the support of the Venezuelan people.
Well, if you ever remember a place called Iraq where everybody was fired, every single person, the police, the generals, everybody was fired, and they ended up being ISIS. Instead of just getting down to business, they ended up being ISIS. So I remember that. But I'll tell you, I had a great meeting yesterday by a person who I have a lot of respect for, and she has respect, obviously, for me and our country. And she gave me her Nobel Prize. But I'll tell you what, I got to know her. I never met her before. And I was very, very impressed. She's this is a fine.
And let me tell you something. After I heard that he got the Nobel Prize, I just said, F it, right? I turned Kid Rock up as loud as I could hear. I put on some Oculus glasses.
You were dancing.
And I was projecting Candace Owens in the Oculus glasses. So I was listening to Kid Rock and Candace Owens at the same time. I was just like, F it, dude. If you can't, like, this is what's happening. Like, are we really even trying to fight this at this point? It's so crazy and it's so stupid. And people are falling for it. Like, So I was like, screw it. If you can't beat him, join him, right?
Well, don't you think we can change it at midterms?
Well, that's if we have midterms, you know? We don't even know if we're going to have midterms. Trump has thrown that out. And
well, that's what I keep reading. Everybody's like, oh, this is going to change at midterms. We're going to cut him off.
And
like,
by the way, I don't think it's all Trump, right? I just say Trump. I don't want people to think like I'm just fixated on this guy or something like that. Trump represents bloodlines.
yes.
He's merely a puppet. I really believe that. I don't think he has any power. I really don't. I think he does what he's told. Did something happen out there?
Yeah. It's okay.
I think he does what he's told, and that's it. And they promise him like Trump Gaza #1, right? They promise him a statue, a golden statue with the trannies coming out in that video. And
I love
that's
that
what they
song.
promise him. And he's like, all right, Trump, go be an asshole. And people buy it. I mean,
Yeah, everybody. I mean, some people eat it up, and others that they're all upset about it, and it's like, well, it is what it is.
yeah, and we should not get upset over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we going to do? What are we really going to do? Absolutely nothing. The agenda is going to continue whether we want it or not. There's too much money, time. This is a generation upon generational plan to execute this. And it finally looks like they're about to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Maybe 2026 is going to be an extremely big year, I think, as far as pulling off this North American technate
Yes.
that they've been wanting to make since 1941.
Yes. Yeah. We need to show them the map.
Yeah. But what's really interesting about the video, not the fact that he got the Nobel Peace Prize, which he totally deserves. If you're listening, he totally deserves that Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, but she gave him hers. So the Nobel Peace Prize says her name, not his.
Hey, Cindy, possession is 9/10 of the law. I don't know if it's that much. I heard that in a movie, but I'm assuming it's something like that. And
yeah, it has more meaning because it has her name on it, not his.
right, I'm all about that. But what was interesting is that before that ridiculous, offer of generosity by the opposition of Maduro, I don't really know how to pronounce her name. He goes, we're still going to work with the remnant of Maduro's regime. Like they're not even moving over to this person they put up, to lead the opposition in the color revolution. Although that's what she probably plans that was going to happen to her after she gave, Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. She was like, if I give this to this guy, but it's not his choice.
Talk about a snub, though. You're like, that guy just took my Nobel Peace Prize and I got nothing out of it.
That's what I'm talking about. The scriptwriter this week is crushing it.
It's a Charlie Brown Halloween special moment. I got a rock.
Yeah, but we talked about that when that Maduro thing happened, that, let's see what happens, right? If they leave the regime still in charge, what was it all about? I mean, how real was it, And his reasoning was because we don't want it to fall like Iraq, right? And have another ISIS pop up. And what he didn't tell you is they funded ISIS. They caused it to pop up.
Yes.
And when I say they, I'm talking about all the alliances, right?
Yes.
America, Israel, Europe, all these people are funding all this stuff. But it's funny they said, well, we don't want another ISIS to pop up, meaning we won't fund another counter-revolution.
We don't have any plans to do that, so we got to do this.
Yeah, but here we go. A CIA director had 2-hour meeting with new Venezuelan leaders in Caracas. CIA Director John Ratcliffe met Venezuelan interim President Delcy Rodriguez in Caracas on Thursday at President Trump's direction, a U.S. official said. The 2-hour meeting was aimed at building trust and communication following the U.S. seizure of Venezuela's former president, Nicolas Maduro, almost 2 weeks ago. Ratcliffe and Rodriguez discussed potential economic collaboration and that Venezuela can no longer be a safe haven for America's adversaries, according to the U.S. official. The meeting took place on the day Rodriguez gave her first State of the Union address since taking over as interim president, where she announced the oil industry reforms to allow more foreign investment. So if you want to know who turned on Maduro within the regime, if it wasn't 100% fake, it's this lady. Because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they wanted, right?
Yeah.
She now announced oil industry reforms to allow more foreign investment, a move away from Maduro's policies. During her speech to the nation, Rodriguez said she was not afraid to face the U.S. diplomatically through political dialogue, adding Venezuela had to defend its dignity and honor. Yeah, that's exactly what she did right there. They defended their dignity and honor for like 2 or 3 hours while they kidnapped Nicolas Maduro. And since then, they've just completely caved to the wishes of America and their interests, right?
Yeah, but haven't you seen the video? I mean, weren't you scared?
Ooh.
The video that we don't know if it was AI or real.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Maduro had those 4 different outfits on. And that's what I'm saying. We do not know how much of this is real, how much of this is fake. Is it a mix of it? Which is why I just don't put too much faith in any of it, and I just laugh at the whole thing.
I can't believe you said that because, different planes require different attire. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm sorry for questioning the narrative. I'm sorry. They're going to send me to Alligator Alcatraz. There's someone listening to this, so I fully support you, President Trump. I do. I don't know what you're laughing about. The U.S. official described the meeting between Rodriguez and Ratcliffe as historic, adding that Ratcliffe was the first cabinet-level official to travel to Venezuela. The meeting also happened on the same day that Trump met opposition leader Maria Corina Machado in Washington, who presented the U.S. president with her Nobel Peace Prize winning medal. I bet she felt like she got gypped right there. What do you think she got as a consolation prize?
Oh, I'm sure something.
We'll have to see.
I don't know. We may see her in some kind of position at some point soon.
Yeah, it depends where they take this theatrical production next, right? Yeah. Does the Maduro regime, just follow suit and carry out the orders of, what Trump and the alliances want to do? Or do they pose a little bit more of a rebellion, right? And then they can go in there with that second wave of attacks that Trump was talking about, and maybe we'll see a complete regime change there.
Right.
Or did they just sell out Maduro? Or is it 100% fake? I don't know. But I do think it's interesting that it's on that southernmost border of the North American tectonic map.
Well, I keep wondering if it'll be like what they did with, how we've had some of these leaders that have disappeared? G was one of them. At one point, it was like he was kind of...
G did disappear for a little bit.
Yes.
Maybe took a little spa treatment at Valhalla.
And so you kind of think, it makes you wonder, are they taking these leaders and taking them off somewhere, getting them in line, and then they return them?
Reprogram them? I've heard this conspiracy, and maybe this is what it is, as far as like MK Ultra and celebrities. Because that celebrities, they always like wig out publicly.
Yeah.
Especially young ones, and they have major meltdowns and stuff like that. I've heard that possibly could be a breaking of the MK Ultra programming, and they're finally realizing what's happening to them.
Wow.
And then when they check them into these rehabs or whatever for like 30 or 60 days, these wellness rehabs, they're either reprogramming them or killing them and replacing them with a clone, which is what we have with probably Britney Spears.
Yes.
So maybe they're doing that with these world leaders as well. I mean, who knows?
Either way, it's pretty over the top.
Yeah. But, man, are you ready for the great pillow fight of 2026 taking place in Greenland, Nuuk?
I am
Between
ready.
the American Empire and the NATO alliances, because there is some shit talking going on. Watch out.
I know. It's huge.
You know?
Huge.
European military personnel arrive in Greenland as Trump says U.S. needs island. There's nothing to laugh at the European military, which has been so successful over the years.
Keep going.
A small French military contingent has arrived in Greenland's capital, Nuuk. Officials say, as several European states deploy small numbers in so-called reconnaissance mission. The limited deployment, which also involves Germany, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and the Netherlands, and the UK, comes as U.S. President Trump continues to press his claim to the Arctic island, which is a semi-autonomous part of Denmark. Did you see that AI post where it said Trump offered Barron in marriage to the King of Denmark's daughter?
Yes, I did.
And the crazy part about it is that's how it used to be before all of a sudden, before the French Revolution and democracy started springing up all throughout Europe and America. They used to intermarry between these bloodlines.
Yeah.
And that's how they control, their landmass or their region or their principality that they're responsible for.
Of course.
In this Game of Thrones in Satan's kingdom.
That's right.
French President Emmanuel Macron said the initial contingent would be reinforced soon with land, air, and sea assets. Ooh. Senior diplomat Olivier, I can't pronounce that French word, so I'm not even going to try. I wonder if the people who listen to this like when I try to pronounce these words and just think to themselves, what an idiot.
They're just screaming out the right answer right now.
Saw the mission as sending a strong political signal. This is a first exercise. We'll show the U.S. that NATO is present. Aren't you scared? Perviard, that guy, said the initial French deployment involved 15 people. That's what I'm saying, the great pillow fight of 2026.
Well, and to be fair, the U.S. military already has 200 people there on site.
Dang, this war is going to be crazy. Hours after Denmark and Greenland's foreign minister traveled to Washington for a meeting with U.S. Vice President, the Angel of Death, J.D. Vance, on Wednesday. They got to be careful meeting with that guy.
Don't shake his hand.
Yes, that's probably been so far up Peter Thill's ass, you do not want to touch it.
That too.
But he might kill you. As we know, he killed the Pope.
That's right. That's what
I'm not even saying like that's a bad thing. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but I doubt you think anybody's like, wait a minute. Every other hand you've shook in that person has either gotten sick or have died in the past year. Following the meeting, Danish Foreign Minister Lars Rasmussen said while the talks were constructive, there remained a fundamental disagreement. Yeah, like they didn't want America to take over Greenland, between the two sides, and later criticized Trump's bid to buy Greenland. Finland is sending 2 military liaisons. Ooh, my bad. It's not 15 people. Now it's 17 people going over. For what is said was a fact-finding mission during what was currently a planning stage of the operation. Germany was sending an A400M transport plane to Nuuk Thursday with a contingent of 13 soldiers. Although officials said they would stay in Greenland only until Saturday. Man, this is looking to be...
You get us for just a few days and then we're out of here.
And you wonder, once again, how much of this is all BS, right? Like, because the leaders of Europe... Because we all know that these countries all kind of work together in the bloodlines that control these countries, they all work together. And are they really going to send over the military there to stop the American military? Like, there is no way in hell Europe could ever stop America. But they also on the same, on the same hand, they can't just go, all right, take it, because the people, the people who live in Europe would go, what the F? No opposition? No opposition?
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking less than 30 military people were sent against 200 that are already there. That doesn't even count if he decides to like send more. I mean, it's just such a joke.
That's what I'm talking about.
It is such a joke.
The great pillow fight of 2026 taking place in Newark, Greenland. I'll tell you what he needs to do, though, is just pay the people more if he wants it.
I that too, yeah. I was thinking vats of Jello to fight it out.
Yeah, right. But so what do you think? Because I think that he is actually going to make a move for Greenland this year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to
think he
happen
will.
this year. Don't hold me to this. I'm not going to like throw out dates, but it's almost like shit or get off the pot. Like, how much can you talk about it before you actually pull the trigger? And if you don't pull the trigger, then people aren't ever going to pay attention to you ever again.
Right.
When you're talking about this type of stuff, which he talks about all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think he absolutely will. I think he's got to, in part, he's got to do as much chaos before we get to the alleged midterms that may not happen. He's already saying as much as he can get done, he needs to get done. And so I think that's why we're seeing him move ahead so quickly.
Yeah, and we talked about it last week, and I'm going to keep on talking about it. I think, I'm not saying it is going to happen 100%, and I'm not dying on this hill. There's only one hill that I die on. That's the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. But pay attention to the World Cup.
For sure.
It's not a coincidence that it's going to take place in North America, Mexico,
And Canada.
United States, Canada. There's these talks of acquiring Greenland for strategic defensive purposes, so we don't allow China or Russia to come in and take it over.
Right.
So they say. I mean, once again, we don't know how much of this is political theater, but we're talking about Canada, United States, and Mexico. Can you imagine if a high impact event happened, some type of terrorist attack, that you could either blame on the BRICS nations, or you could blame on Iran, or you could blame on ISIS. That could use as a pretext into then acquiring or developing finally this North American technate that they talked about all the way back in 1941.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They've got to manufacture consent of the people to make it happen. I think the more buy-in you get, I think that's why you see what all these tactics he's using is trying to get people on board with what he's pushing. If you can justify what you're doing, and there's enough people following him that believe everything he's doing is justified.
Like me. You hear that? CIA, if you're listening?
Like Ben, if the people like Ben are willing to believe all of this, then, that's a win. Because that's fewer people that you've got to keep controlled.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens as far as Greenland goes. And there's also a bunch of, natural resources up there. There's also talks by these tech billionaires that they want to develop some type of, freedom city.
Yes.
Up there that's going to be, probably a 15-minute city.
Yeah.
Right? A one where from their technocracy mindset, right? That's going to be AI driven.
Yes.
Like a tax-free place and all that type of stuff. They've been talking about making these kind of regions all over the place. But there's actually been backing and that type of stuff from private capital for the past 10 years.
I think they want it for the rare earth minerals, and I think they also want it for places to build data centers. That hasn't been said, but when you think about...
You mean they need a bigger data center that's underneath the new ballroom in D.C.?
I'm saying they need a colder spot because it makes things hot. And here's the other bonus from that, bonus points. You create a huge data center up there. Mm-hmm. It's going to melt a lot of that ice off, and then you can really push your climate change agenda.
Well, really, you think it will melt that much if the data center is big enough?
Yeah, I do. It's a lot of heat. I had I had my own little mini server room in my house at one point. This has been a long time ago, and the heat that comes off of that stuff is huge. My electricity bill went through the roof. It is a lot of money.
According to Forbes, 3 billionaires have been investing in coal-bold metals since 2019, shortly after Trump first expressed interest in acquiring Greenland. The investments were made through a Breakthrough Energy, a fund led by Bill Gates. Sweet. In 2022, OpenAI founder Sam Altman joined as an investor through his venture firm, Apollo Projects, naming it after it, the god Apollo. I mean, it's right in your face. The fallen god Apollo. That's what this.
They name all their stuff after fallen gods.
Right. Other reports indicate that the company has attracted backing from Mark Zuckerberg and hedge fund Anderson Horowitz. Beyond mining, Greenland has also attracted interest as a testing ground for a crypto-native governance and financing models. Peter Thiel, a longtime Trump ally, has backed Praxis. This startup, led by CEO Dryden Brown, aims to establish a so-called network state.
There you go.
That's their plans.
Yeah.
Peter Thiel. I wonder if he'll find the Antichrist up in Greenland. Yeah. Well, it turns out I was right on last podcast. Because if you paid attention to the news all throughout the week, it definitely looked like they were going to go into Iran soon.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of things happen.
It looked inevitable.
It looked inevitable, right? So you had Netanyahu, his plane took off,
Right.
like it did before, before they went in there.
I mean, they're really on to all these moves to get everybody anxious.
Yeah, but remember what we were talking about last week when we saw that color revolution going on? And it would make sense that Iran controls their country, just like America controls our country. Problem, reaction, solution.
Absolutely.
And we saw the problem, happen with this color revolutions of sorts, which is definitely, spurred on by Israel and America and their financing.
Right.
But what happened as a result? Well, they clamped down, they killed a bunch of protesters, but gave them more of a control over the country.
Absolutely.
And now that Trump has come out and decided to delay the attack,
Yeah.
they're like, maybe that was all part of the plan,
Yeah.
right? They're all working together, just like what Trump's doing right now in Minneapolis,
Yes.
using that as a reason to send out the National Guard, which we'll possibly get into later in the show. So it definitely looks like that's what's happening now that Trump has come out and said, no, we're not going to go attack Iran.
Oh, he's sending an army
An army where?
into Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. But I'm talking about Iran right now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Here's his post from True Social. I greatly respect the fact that all scheduled hangings, which were supposed to take place yesterday, over 800 of them, have been canceled by the leadership in Iran. Thank you. Now, what the mainstream but the mainstream media will tell you is that Trump actually pulled back because, let's see, Saudi, Qatar, Oman convinced Trump to give Iran a chance. So there was supposedly back channel discussions where all those Muslim countries went to Trump and said, please, please, please don't do this.
Focus on Gaza. Trump Gaza. Make it number one.
Yeah. Netanyahu, he also asked Trump to delay Iran attack, exposing new air defense holes. The IDF sent out more than half a dozen messages about how ready it was and how strong its air defense capabilities are, only for Netanyahu to privately express the opposite opinion to Trump. The stunning revelation that part of why U.S. President Donald Trump called off or at least paused any American attack on the Iranian regime was a request from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, exposing a gaping, relatively new hole in Israel's otherwise stellar multi-layer air defense shield. There were likely a variety of reasons that Trump canceled or postponed attacking the Iranian regime, And there were multiple reasons why Netanyahu also pushed him in that direction. But with it strongly appearing that significant reason was not being ready for a potential Iranian ballistic missile strike, the whole idea of what it means for an IDF air defense to be prepared needs to be revisited. See, I don't buy that, because every time Iran bombs Israel,
Yeah.
they make sure to give them like a 24-hour in advance notice,
Yes.
because that's what you do
Yeah,
when
of
you're
course.
really at war with somebody.
That's right.
You telegraph what you're going to do.
And send flyers and drop them over the city you're going to bomb.
Yeah, and you ask other countries to open up their airspace, because you know that Israel is not listening to that, and you know that these other leaders are not in cahoots with Israel, which they are. It's all a facade, right?
It's just so funny.
That's why I'm leaning towards the fact that it was all to gain control.
Yeah.
Now, are they eventually going to replace the Ayatollah with somebody else that's more favorable, supposedly, at least in public perception,
Right.
to Israel? Possibly, and we'll get into that. But yeah, I think they're keeping him around now. I think they wanted to have him have more control over the people, right? Which is why you saw this crackdown and the killing of people. We don't know if it was 800 people. I mean, some reports said 10,000. Some reports, out of, Israel said 20,000.
Yeah. The numbers are all over the place.
The numbers are all over the place. But we know for a fact that they didn't go in there. So it leads me to believe they're just trying to strengthen Iran's grip over the people currently.
Yeah, but what great script writing this is. I mean,
That's what I'm telling you. He deserves an Oscar.
we just don't know what's going to happen next in this series of the end of times here. Well done. I mean, just, you can't make it up. It's well done.
Yeah, well, I do have a theory actually on how this is all going to play out.
You do.
I do have a theory.
Based on.
Just diving into this, but based on the video I saw
Okay.
from the Shah, right? So there's some guy they're propping around,
Yeah.
and recently all over the public stage that is a descendant of the Shah that fell
Oh, yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
And that's who people like Lindsey Graham
Yes.
want to replace the current Ayatollah with.
There are a lot of headlines out there that are, in my view, not accurate. President Trump's resolve is not the question. The question is, when we do an operation like this, should it be bigger or smaller? I'm in the camp of bigger. Time will tell. I'm hopeful and optimistic that the regime days are numbered.
Is this guy? And I'm going to play a video, and this was really eye-opening to me, especially when I believe we live in a world of ops, bots, and psyops and dark art sorcerers, and they use word magic. I think words are very important,
Yes.
and they throw out words into the ether for spiritual reasons
Yes.
to help it manifest. So I'm going to play this video of this, Shah guy,
Yes.
who, by the way, there's pictures of him kissing that stupid wall.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, come on, But I'm going to play this video and take a look at it.
I went to Israel 2 years ago to show that we are the descendants of Cyrus the Great, who 25 centuries ago helped Jewish slaves be freed from the Babylonian government, helped them rebuild the temple in Jerusalem, a country that in the Second World War period gave refuge to Jews escaping the tyranny of Hitler, a country that, unlike this regime, wants to have cordial relationship with the state of Israel and the rest of our nation.
That's crazy.
Right?
It's
So
crazy.
Cyrus the Great, you want to tell the people on here who Cyrus the Great is?
Oh yeah. So when Israel has been carried off into Babylon, they're there for 70 years. At the end of their time out that God gives them in Babylon, then you have Cyrus the Great is the one who helps them get out You have some of them leave early, but ultimately, Cyrus the Great is the one that helps them rebuild the temple, rebuild their walls, and get the rest of the remnant out of Babylon.
Well, you just nailed it. Rebuild the temple.
Yes.
Right? That's historically what happened, but he threw that out there because I think this is going to be the puppet that helps Israel rebuild the third temple that they're trying to build.
Absolutely.
So I think they needed to strengthen the Ayatollah's control over Iran for what's about to unfold.
Right.
Like this war that they're going to manufacture, and Iran's definitely probably going to call them in advance and, hey, yo, Netanyahu, just so you know, I'm going to bomb you right now. But anyways, you're going to have this war, I believe. I think they're going to take out the Ayatollah at that point. And in the middle of this war, I think we're going to wake up and the Dome of the Rock is just going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Now, whether that was an Iranian missile, a Russian missile, or Israel just blowing it up themselves, that's what they're going to blame it on. And then I think they're going to depose the Ayatollah, and they're going to replace him with this Shah character.
Could be.
Who's palling around with guys like Lindsey Graham making his case to be why he needs to be the leader of Iran. And that's when we're going to see that third temple be built.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds plausible to me. It's just interesting to see all of how there is so much of an attempt to bring about the end times.
That's I can't get out of this perspective on how I view the world. And like just the fact that there is, and mind you, they're all involved. I always say this, right? But there is Jewish and Christian Zionist groups who are working together,
unprecedented,
to build this third temple, to grow these red heifers, which they probably already did the sacrifice for.
Yeah.
Like that is for one reason and one reason only.
Yes.
That is to build that third temple. And that is an interpretation of scripture.
Yes.
You know, because I know there's some people, well, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but this is what these fallen angels, right? These principalities believe scripture is saying.
Yes.
They're trying to manufacture this. Yes. And just the fact that they're doing this, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy.
It is
absolutely
insane.
Nuts that these people are trying to bring on the end of days.
Yes, for sure. Well, they want the Christians want the rapture, and
the Jews want their Messiah.
And the Jews want their Messiah. And they both think the other guy's crazy. But
well, they're both going to be wrong because there's no such thing as pre-trib rapture, and the only Messiah the Jews are getting is the Antichrist. So jokes on all of them.
Well, I know that's what makes it so fascinating to watch.
And meanwhile, the Christians, they know the Antichrist is coming, but fuck it. Let's just do it anyways. Like, it's all levels of crazy on all sides. And it's through
That's so true.
Right?
That's so true. That's so good.
And I view the world in that way, right? So everything we're witnessing, and remember, in this great war that they're trying to usher in, you need the foe, just like you need the good guy.
Yeah.
And that changed depending on what side you're on, right?
Yeah.
But it's all to usher in this. And I think we're going to see this great war and this is like I said, their interpretation.
Yeah.
That was a good term I came up with, this fallen angel Zionism.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what it is. Everything initiates into the spiritual realm.
Yes.
Or this unseen realm. And we're seeing it manifest within our reality. And when you know that that's happening, you can then make sense of the world and what you see.
For sure.
And it's all about a big magic trick, and they're manufacturing the consent. Read Ezekiel 38 and 39.
Yes.
Read it.
Yeah.
Revelations expands on that, but just the concept of it is that the border of Israel are reestablished, which lines up with the Greater Israel Project.
For sure.
If you look at the map of the Greater Israel Project, they're almost identical to biblical Israel.
Yes.
Right? In those borders, right?
Right.
So they're reestablishing those borders. All the Jews from all over the world come back to Israel.
Yes.
And if you look at World War I, II consecutively, what happened as a result?
Yeah.
All the Jews in Europe.
They start that migration.
Where are they all now? In America?
Yeah.
So how do you get the Americans back? Well, you have the Israeli government do a bunch of heinous shit to the people in Gaza,
Yeah.
start to turn public perception against Israel for the first time,
Yes.
and which I think is all part of the plan,
Yes.
right? When did all this noticing kick off, right?
Yeah.
QAnon,
For sure.
right? Clearly intelligence operation.
Yes.
They want us to notice these things. I always joke with people. It's like, it's Mossad. It's Mossad. Look it. I'm like, you think Mossad, and I'm not saying that it's not Mossad, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's no difference between Mossad, CIA, MI6,
They're
or
all the
anything.
same.
But for a group like Mossad, whose unofficial slogan is "Through deception, we wage war,"
Yeah.
it's like you thought that all of a sudden they forgot how to do that. You know, like why all of a sudden are there digital cookie crumbs that just lead all the way back to Israel?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute. And my favorite one is this, is how, you know, where people were searching Google Trends or whatever
Yeah.
for words that were searched on Google before these high impact events like the Charlie Kirk assassination,
Yes.
the DC shooter,
Yes.
and then the Bondi Beach, false flag.
Right.
And they would type in all these names that were associated with each one of these events, and they would find out that these specific names were searched in both DC and Israel prior to the high impact event. And, you know, your layman, or actually your layman, but, you know, your mainstream alternative media that was diving into this, like, see, it's Israel. And when I saw this, I thought, well, you know, it is interesting that, you know, let's just say it was a mistake the first time and they, you know, searched for, you know, the key players in Charlie Kirk's assassination on Google
Yeah.
a week before. And no doubt that Mossad would have had seen that people were discovering this stuff, right?
Right,
You know, they're
right.
monitoring everything that's going on. You would have thought they would have had a conversation
Stop
at
doing that.
Mossad headquarters,
Use VPN, people.
right? In the name of Satan, please stop searching, especially publicly searching our assets in the field before they pull off a high impact event.
No,
You know,
it's totally on purpose.
it's totally on purpose.
It's manufactured for this reason.
To manufacture the consent, right?
Yes.
Because the nations in this prophecy,
Yes.
they all turn on Israel, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's wild when you think about it.
It is.
So
I think the wildest thing for me is that to realize how much of a role I think kind of the big surprise if you grew up Christian is how much of a role the fallen angels have in all of this here at the end. I think we all had the impression, you know, a lot of it was God bringing the judgment, but he's letting these principalities, these Elohim,
do it.
do it. Yeah, these are the lowercase gods that are allowed to do these things and to set it all in motion and keep it going. And that's been kind of a surprise for me. I honestly.
What's a surprise to me is when you realize it's like there's a working relationship between these fallen gods and God, even as they wage war against humanity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not only is there a working relationship, that God is behind the rise and fall of all these kings.
Absolutely.
They're anointed by God to rule over us at this time,
Yes, he knows that he has a reason, he has a purpose.
right? So he's allowing all this stuff to go on,
Yes.
you know, and it definitely looks like we're leading up to, you know,
Yeah. For sure.
something crazy. And then you throw in the aliens. And that's another thing, this whole alien thing. I mean, we're truly living in the most wild time ever.
We really are. It's unprecedented, at least in my lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, well, at least we're going to have, they've made some way or some progress on, you know, that peace deal of 2025 that brought peace
Which
to the
one?
Middle East, you know.
There's so many. There's just so many peace deals that come as
The one
done.
for Gaza.
Which one are
The
you
one for
talking
Gaza
about?
that didn't hold up more than one day, but all those world leaders that refused to help out those poor Gazan people as the IDF was slaughtering them.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the ones that signed it.
Oh, well, of course.
And we're not laughing
that
at
was so nice of them.
Yeah. And listen, I only laugh at this stuff because it really is horrendous, but maybe it's like a coping mechanism.
I laugh laugh at it because it keeps me from crying, because what has been done to these people is absolutely horrific.
Yes, yes. It's the absurdity that's funny, not the genocidal actions that, went in there and totally dismantled the whole place. I mean, the death toll is what, 60 to 100,000, if not higher?
I think it's higher than 100,000. I mean, if those pictures, assuming they're real, if any of those pictures are real and the videos that we've seen are real, if even part of them, even a fraction of them are real, a lot of people have been killed, maimed, hurt, and I will never understand, other than the fact that you've got, fallen angels and demons behind the scene who are using people as puppeteers. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense how you can claim to be on the same page religiously. And I'm talking about Muslim to Muslim. The same thing happens in the Christian world, Christian to Christian. How you can claim to be whatever you are and not help your own people.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It only makes sense. It only makes sense if they're all in on it.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
It's the world is a stage, which we've been trying to tell people for the past 3 or 4 years. The world's a stage, and these assholes, and they are assholes.
Sure.
In the name of Jesus, F you. I'm saying that. But I don't hate them. We shouldn't hate anybody. Leave revenge for God, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But these assholes are trying to bring on the end of days.
Yes, they are. And they don't care who they take out in the meantime.
No. The more the better.
Yeah.
A bigger
Well,
ritual blood sacrifice for them. You gotta
get the population number down.
Yeah, to what, 500 million? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like we got the Georgia Guidestones. At some point, it's either shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
We just better hope in all of this that we're abiding in the Lord.
Right.
Like, that's it. Focus on salvation. We don't know. And don't be scared of what's happening, too. At the end of the day, I think one of the greatest deceptions that science ever brought to the forefront was death.
Yes.
Death is a lie.
Yeah.
Your body might die, but your spirit is truly alive.
You're
and the question is, where does it go?
You're actually freed from slavery.
Well, you might get sent down to, another place.
You go to the other side.
Unless
you go to the bad place.
Unless you go to the bad place, right? But yeah, so big news on that. Who is part of Trump's board of peace for Gaza? They're doing serious diplomacy here. It's not going to help you just laughing at these people, Cindy.
Well, I'm laughing because this diplomacy, ex post facto, Trump was saying they'd have to pay to be part of it.
Oh, really? U.S. President Donald Trump has officially outlined the architecture of the Board of Peace, which is expected to fulfill Trump's 20-point plan for Gaza, days after U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff launched Phase 2 of the United States brokered plan to end Israel's genocide war in Gaza. A statement published by the White House on Saturday details a 3-tiered power structure with U.S.-led Board of Peace comprised of billionaires and figures close to Israel at the top. Below the founding council sits the Gaza Executive Board tasked with regional coordination, which include Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner.
666 boy.
That's what I'm saying. Inverted clown world. The man that owns the 666 building is also sitting on a peace board. Turkey's foreign minister, Hakeem Fidan. By the way, get ready for Turkey to get into the game. Yeah. Egyptian General Intelligence Director, General Mossad Rashad. Also, go look at the logo of Egyptian intelligence.
Yes.
Big all-seeing eye horse right on there. Tony Blair.
Yes.
I mean, he's so connected to the WEF.
Of course.
Mark Rowan, you know who that guy is?
No.
Me neither.
Mark Rubio's in there too, isn't he?
No, not on this article. He might be. I think Marco Rubio's too busy about planning his presidential campaign for Cuba as we acquire that as well. So,
That's true.
an Israeli Kripat real estate tycoon, Yakir Gabe, whose presence on the board with Arab Turkish diplomats raises questions about the normalization of economic ties under the guise of reconstruction. Sigrid Kaag, a Dutch politician and United Nations coordinator in Gaza. Well, anyone involved with the United Nations you cannot trust. Let's see what else we have here. But guess who doesn't agree with this?
Who?
Israel. Because there's nothing like a peace plan that's going to work when both parties involved in the conflict don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Despite the U.S.-led nature of the plan, the inclusion of the representative from Turkey and Qatar has faced opposition from Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu office stated on Sunday that the formation of the executive committee was not coordinated with Israel. According to Israel media, National Security Minister Estam Ben-Gvir called for a return to full war and voluntary migration rather than handing Gaza to a board involving Turkey. You think this is going to hold up?
No, but what's interesting is there was breaking news later in the day after I think that was released. So I'm just going to read this. This is off of Al Jazeera's article on this. It says Trump has also invited a number of world leaders, including Argentina's president Javier Milei and Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney, to be part of a board of peace. Bloomberg News reported on Sunday that the Trump administration has is asking countries to contribute at least $1 billion to become permanent members. A non-permanent membership would remain free.
It's like when you sold those, gold cards for $5 million if you wanted to come in and be a citizen.
I mean, you want to talk about pay to play.
You want to be part of a fake peace deal? Give us $1 billion. But, it's probably just going to be kicked back to everybody there. That's definitely a way of just funneling money out of the tax base. But you said it was, Canada, their prime minister. Dude was the head of the Bank of England.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people think the city of London is really the worldwide banking, power player.
Yeah.
Goes all the way back to the Knights Templars, which was eventually taken over by the Rothschilds.
Because they're not even part of the UK.
No, it's its
they're
own
like
autonomous region, just like DC is, just like the Vatican is.
Yeah.
And you have Tony Blair, which is part of that empire over there, the British Empire.
It's crazy.
They got their hands all over it. And that's what I'm saying. It's not just one group. And people want to make it about one group. But it has to be about all groups because they're all involved in this, as this shows right here.
I agree.
You literally have a list of supposed Muslims, of Christians, of Jews, of atheists, of whatever you name it. They are all working together on a fake peace plan.
Keyword being supposed.
Yeah, right? I told you I had three thoughts when reading all the news stories. The first one I said was, man, the scriptwriter deserves an Oscar.
Yes.
2, man, if you're in that MAGA mindset, you got to be think Trump is, crushing it right now.
Yeah, for sure.
The third one was, thank God all my faith is in God, the Father,
Absolutely.
Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Like, thank God that's all I'm putting my faith into.
Yeah.
Because this stuff is so absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only way that you could actually believe this stuff if you were suffering from MK Ultra, which is why I think 99% of the population out there is suffering to a degree of MK Ultra programming through the tele-lie vision.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's also programming through social media at this point. They're executing all these scenarios from the Cynthia World Simulation program they have to see what's going to pop people off because they've been programming us for years.
Oh yeah. How much time do we have left? How long have we been doing this?
55 minutes.
Well, I have a couple of quick short stories for everybody that's just too funny.
Cool. Let's hear it.
Remember the former NYC mayor?
Yes. Yes.
Former NYC mayor accused of crypto rug pull after launching crypto coin intended to combat anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism. That's what you're... First of all, you know what? I'm not even mad at this guy. If you invested in a crypto coin to fight anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism, you deserve to lose all your money. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Former New York Mayor Eric Adams is under fire after allegedly pulling the rug pull with his newly launched cryptocurrency NYC token. Getting into it, according to a blockchain analyst, NYC token experienced a rise after the launch, hitting 600 million market cap before being tanked by over 80% within the first hour. The crash coincided with suspicious on-chain activity. A wallet associated with the token's deployer withdrew nearly 2.5 million in USD from the liquidity pool shortly after the launch.
Hey, that's why they got to bring it in and have it all Fed regulated.
But this is the question, and maybe this is how they fund these people for carrying out the orders, right? So they pay them after they do the job.
Yeah.
Like I said, who the hell actually invested in this crypto coin? But maybe it was these, the financial backers of these people, these bloodlines that were like, all right, maybe this is all a way for them to get paid, right? So form this crypto coin. We'll shovel all this money into it. No one will know who's shoveling it in there.
Yeah.
Pull the rug from it. You cashed out at $2.5 million.
Yeah.
You just look like an asshole, but there's no paper trails of where this money is really coming from.
Right. Hey.
Kind of like with book deals. I think a lot of that with the book deals after a president, retires. I think a lot of that is how they funnel money into these the pockets of these presidents.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, just like they've had the articles about how the lottery, the highest number of winners are CIA.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it's pretty insane when you think about it, but it makes sense.
Yes. Oh, here's one. Poor Larry Ellison.
Poor Larry. What's wrong with Larry?
Just rich people problems. He has to change the name of his super yacht.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison has just christened his new German-built yacht Izam Nami. That's the name of it. Izanami. Blissfully unaware that reversing the name produces the phrase, I am a Nazi.
I'm sure he didn't know that. I'm sure that's just a huge coincidence.
Ellison had apparently selected the name from Japanese mythology after the Shinto goddess
Japanese
associated
mythology, wink, wink.
with both creation and death. There you go.
You can't make this
Naming
stuff up.
another thing up after these fallen gods.
I mean, that's awesome.
Isn't that funny?
Yes.
He had to have known that said, I am a Nazi.
Of course he did.
He had to have known that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man, this is awesome. This world's crazy.
Well, again, thank you to the script writers for keeping us laughing through the pain.
Right? You got to laugh through the pain. But the reason you can kind of laugh too, if you know what's going on, right? So if you know what they're trying to do, everything makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
It does,
Yeah.
which is why we should not give any credit to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we should know what's going on, right? Because I think we can use that as part of our commission
Yes.
in spreading the truth. We need to relate people.
Yes.
We need to be able to talk about current events and pull them back to biblical scripture.
For sure.
This introduction of God into the world, or Jesus into the world.
Yes.
So I think it is important to know what's going on, but don't give it your power, right? Don't, that's the thing, is if you believe it's real, then it can zap you of all your energy. It's one giant energy vampire. The Matrix is an energy vampire.
It is.
Just sucking the lifeblood out of you.
That's right.
If you think it's real, that's also how they can manipulate you. That's also how they program you.
Yes.
The minute you stop thinking it's real, guess what? They don't have that mental power over your brain.
That's true.
Because, you just look at it, it's fake.
That's true.
Nothing you can do. I might as well just laugh about how crazy this is and watch all the other lemmings, go up that cliff.
Yes.
Maybe we can help stop a few before they do,
Yes.
But that's it. And then one more story.
We've gone over an hour.
Oh, crap. That's it. But we kind of talked about it when we were talking about how what possibly is happening in Iran was just a maneuver to gain more control over the country.
Yep.
Right here it says Trump threatens to invoke the Insurrection Act in response to Minneapolis protests.
Yes.
Right? You see the same playbook over and over again.
Yeah.
Problem, reaction, solution.
All across the world.
All across the world.
Yes.
Why would it be any different there than it is here?
Yeah, it's not. We have different clothes.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Say, just a different principality ruling over us, trying to deceive us. But at the end of the day, it's all deception and they all work together.
Yes.
So just focus on God and abide in the Spirit. That's really all we can do.
For sure. Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to say?
No, it's a lot to take in.
Grab your popcorn.
Yes.
Get right with God.
Keep praying.
Keep praying. And, enjoy each day we have.
That's right.
Because we don't know when this is going to get crazy.
Yeah.
And
Spread the gospel, man.
spread the gospel.
Yeah.
Don't go the way of the world.
Yeah. For sure.
Stay faithful to God
Absolutely.
through all this, because they're going to be, pulling at us, right?
Yeah.
Follow me. Follow me.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk's a space alien time traveler. Follow me.
Yeah.
But reject it all and follow God and Jesus.
Absolutely.
Have a good day and God bless.